Hey everybody, you know it's true devotion when on the Jewish New Year I make you a video about queefing. I love you guys. This is what we're doing. So the question was, in certain positions I queef, what's going on and how can I stop it from happening? Okay, so let's break it down. So what's probably happening is, what I'm assuming is happening is this kind of vacuum effect up. From certain positions. So the vacuum effect, let me exaggerate the vacuum effect for you, because you might not be purposely doing this with your body, but it's like, why did I move forward with that? You might not be purposely doing it with your body, but you're probably doing it in some degree, which is why you're getting the queefing, the air being sucked in and up. I heard a podcast recently about how, it's about weak pelvic floor. It's not so much, or about loose, somebody was saying is loose pelvic floor muscles. And first of all, loose pelvic floor muscles doesn't exist, but like, it's not about how much tension you hold. So if your pelvic floor is hypertonic or hypotonic, it's a little bit more, you can have a hypertonic pelvic floor and you can queef, and you can have a hypotonic pelvic floor and you can queef. And so it's not related to having less tonic in your pelvic floor, because the vacuum is happening no matter what. So let's break it down. The vacuum, we use it in yoga, and it's used in other methods like hypopressives. So the vacuum is something like this. Now, a vacuum is what we do in some of us in our practices on purpose, but you can do the vacuum without intending to. So let me just show you the vacuum so you can get an idea. So the vacuum happens when you make an inhale shape with your body, but you don't inhale. So basically when your ribs flare kind of up, everything kind of sucks up. And again, you can vacuum in down dog. I'll show you how in a minute. So again, you might say to yourself, well, I've never vacuumed, I've never done, it's not this conscious thing. It's fine. You might not be consciously vacuuming, but because of the pressure differences and the volume differences, by increasing the volume of your rib cage, a vacuum is going to happen. Your body is going to fill that volume with stuff, with organs. So just check it out. The volume looks like this, and watch me do it on the vacuum looks like this, and watch me do it on my false inhale. So I can't talk while I'm doing it. So what I do is I exhale all the air out of my body, and then I take a false inhale, and as I take a false inhale, and watch my dog eating pool toys, and as I take a false inhale, you're going to see my ribs flare. I didn't inhale. I'm still on a retention from the exhale. Okay, so it goes like this. I'm just going to do it without talking through it, and my head is going to get chopped off in the process. Okay, so I take my inhale. I'm just going to exhale all the air out, and then I'm not going to talk. Okay, so what I did was and this is not me teaching you a vacuum method. So what I'm not doing in this video is teaching you how to do a yoga vacuum or a hyperpressive vacuum at all. I'm just showing you that the ribs expanded. Now watch, I don't know if you can see it on this mat, but I will do a down dog now, or even on my hands and knees. Shit, the lighting had to get dark. Why did that have to happen? Elements that we cannot control. Okay, so if I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm about to do like a down dog, let's say, so here I am in a down dog without that vacuum, but watch it happen here. So you can't, I don't have a camera here, right? So I don't have a camera here looking up. You're gonna have to go by looking at the position of my rib cage. So watch the position of my rib cage chain. So I'm here. Now watch how they're going to flare in a minute. So that's it. I vacuumed. You couldn't see me vacuum. And in order to do that vacuum, I didn't do the whole exhale retention. So my point is, you can vacuum without pausing your breath and taking a false inhale. It's just by basically flaring your ribs wide like that in a position will kind of create a vacuum up. So one of the positions in the original post was not mentioned, but a position that it's common to queef in is this position for women. And again, it's the same idea. We're here and we're all spread out, and a lot of times there can be this unintentional vacuuming. You know, you're like in the moment, excited, things are getting open. This has become a porn video, people. Things are getting excited, and I'll just closer, and then watch me vacuum. But to, like, I can still be in this position and be vacuuming and still breathing and inhaling and exhaling. And, you know, sometimes you're here and things are getting exciting, and, you know, you're just kind of like things are vacuuming up. And with that vacuuming up, that happens, with the vacuuming up that happens, like things get sucked up, including air. So I would say as a remedy, it took me 6 minutes to go through this. So I would say as a remedy, if that's happening to you in that position, and again, it can happen in a position, hold on. Oh, you can come in, Jenny. You have to pull hard. Yeah. It can also happen in a position where you're lying on your back and you've got your hips elevated or whatever. It's not that hard. Like I can demonstrate to you. Oh my God. You know, lying on my back here. And again, being here. And vacuuming, watch. So I didn't do much to vacuum, but I vacuumed. Ugh. So I'm groaning because I'm getting into, I'm getting into the role. So you can do that vacuuming in many positions. And so I would say to begin to troubleshoot your vacuuming issues, get into the position, you know, maybe it's here where you're feeling like you're vacuuming, and just check, or where you're feeling like you're queefing, and just notice what's happening. Like you may not realize it, but with every inhale you take, you're creating that false flare thing, and that's creating the vacuum. So I don't have like, I wish I had like, do 10 Kegels followed by 10 bridges followed by 10 butt lifts, and then you'll be better. No, I don't have that, but I can say that, obviously working on like your core health really helps, and working on all the breathing stuff helps, because the more aware you are of what you're doing in any moment, in any position, the more likely you are to resolve whatever it is that's going on for you. So being aware of like, you're in a position, and being aware of like, oh, in this position, I just noticed that like I'm holding my breath, or I'm on an exhale and my ribs have flared. The minute your ribs flare and that vacuum happens, there you go, queef, right? So you can be like suddenly inhaling again or exhaling again, but you've still created that vacuum. And then it could be this kind of like thing that keeps happening, vacuum up and then release, and you're just vacuuming and vacuuming. So I think the key is to try to notice at what points are you creating that vacuum. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. Hit me up in the comments, and I know you will. Okay, bye guys.